Hi, welcome to Frontier Gaming. My name is Matt. Today I'm joined in the studio with Marc Duncan, who's going to be taking us through a look at the Star Wars Legion vehicles. How are you doing today, man?
Not too bad. Yourself?
Good, good. Super excited for Legion. We're just a little bit over a month away now before we even get our demo kits in the store, so looking forward to jumping in. Today I wanted to take some time and so you can talk to us about some of the vehicle options that are coming in Wave 1. Definitely when they announced the ATST and T47 Speeders, I got super excited. Are these something you're looking forward to also?
Very much so. It'll be interesting to see how they play out on the tabletop.
Yeah, you don't want them to be overbalanced, but definitely they're such an iconic part of the Star Wars universe that you want them to be really effective too. But we'll go ahead and start. We'll go through some of the ones. So one of the ones coming in the core set is the AT-RT, which looks like reclaimed Clone Wars walker tech that the Rebels have repurposed. But why don't you go ahead and tell us a little about them?
All right, so the AT-RT basically is your kind of jack of all trades. You can customize it. There's 3 different weapon options that come standard in the core set. There's a flamethrower, your anti-vehicle laser, and then an anti-personnel laser. So depending on how you would like to kit it out on your situation, it's an excellent vehicle. And being a vehicle, it's immune to small arms fire. Now, criticals, as criticals work, always will damage things. So the key word for vehicles and their armor is only criticals can damage a vehicle. So that's kind of amazing when it comes to that.
Unless you happen to have access to impact, but we'll talk about impact later and how to deal with vehicles. So it's base 55 points, which is pretty cheap, but it's you were talking about the hardpoint upgrades. They also, all the vehicles, as far as we can tell, have options for comm upgrades, so we'll go over them quickly. But as far as the hardpoints go, we got the laser cannon, the AT-RT laser cannon, which is 35 points. And basically, this is your anti-vehicle laser, right?
Yes. So it's range 2 to 4. It throws 2 black dice and 1 red dice. So we'll go over the dice real quick. Red dice are your best dice. Your black dice are your mid-range dice, and your white dice are your you miss a lot dice.
Hey, at least you showed up, you know.
Yes.
But it does give you impact 3. So as we'll go over later, that is very key for dealing with vehicles. I like that they have the range 2 to 4, so you've got that enforced minimum range kind of for this heavy laser cannon weapon.
Yes.
And then it's also a fixed front, so that means you can't go, it's not like a 360, you got to have it in your front arc.
So on the basis for the models, they have quadrants or firing arcs, whatever you want to call them, depending on what game you're from. But it's basically, they split it up into 4 sections. So anything in the front of your fixed arc, that's the only thing that your primary weapons, if it has fixed front, you can shoot. Now, vehicles will also have, like with the AT-RT, the pilot has a secondary weapon, so he can fire his little rifle 360 degrees. So those are your 2 different weapons to choose from.
Yeah, it gives you some interesting choices there. You can keep it really cheap, not terribly, killing on the battlefield, but if you just want to run around. It even has melee attacks, so you can do 3 red dice. So, hey, if you want to keep them cheap and just have them run up and just stomp on some infantry, that's an option.
This is true.
Also, there's going to be an extra pack that comes out in Wave 1 for the AT-RT with other pilots or upgrades that we don't even know about yet.
Yes.
So there could be even more roles in store. But let's go ahead and look at the Rotary Blaster. Oh man, when you absolutely, positively have to kill every last person on Endor, except no substitutes.
So the Rotary Blaster, it's a range 1 to 3. You're throwing 5 black dice, which is, it'll kill everything. Now, it's, with most dice games, the more dice you throw, the better chance you have at killing things. So, like you said, if you need to kill things, take a Rotary Blaster.
Yeah, 5 black dice, range 1 to 3. It's a 30-point upgrade, so pretty hefty, but if you need some extra infantry clear, this is a really good option for you, I think. Then finally, speaking of infantry clear, we've got the AT-RT flamethrower, 25 points, only range 1.
Okay, so the reason it's range 1 is, once again, it's a flamethrower, but it has several different keywords in its card. So it has blast, which ignores cover. Then you have, once again, fixed front, and then you have spray. So the spray rule is, so at range 1, any model in line of sight, you roll 2 black dice for that model.
So you happen to run up on a squad of stormtroopers, and there's 5 dudes there. You're throwing 10 black dice at them.
Yes.
Holy cow. So yeah, made for clearing people in cover for sure. And 25 points, that doesn't seem too bad. You just got to make sure he survives to get there.
Yes, and being a vehicle and having armor, if they don't have any impact weapons, you're pretty good to do that.
Steer clear of the rocket launchers, and you might do okay there. Cool. Let's look at the comm upgrades that we mentioned. That most vehicles look like they have a upgrade point 4. Let's see, where did that go? Comms jammer is 15. This one we're not 100% sure on the rules for. It's a 15-point upgrade, but basically, so what it says is enemy units at range 1 cannot be issued orders unless they are issuing an order to themselves. So what it sounds like is that if you've got a commander and somebody is out of range, or is even within range, but they're within range 1 of the comms jammer, you can't allocate an order to them outside of like the random activation.
That's how I would read it. So to kind of clarify on that one, so when you start the round, you choose a command card, and then it has a list on it, assign orders to X units. So within 1 to 3 of your commander, you can assign those units. With a comms jammer, how I read it, if the comms jammer is within range 1 of one of those models that you want to assign an order to, you cannot. So if you have, we'll say, an ATRT or the snow speeder within range 1 of, we'll say, an ATST, the commander cannot issue an order to that ATST. It has to be a random order in your
That could really jam up their plans if they're counting on that unit activating early and getting its job done. So just having your ATRT, kind of run up there and like, hey, guess what? You're not going to be able to plan around this unit next round.
Yes.
And might actually cause them to focus fire. So all sorts of tactical benefits there. Then we also have the long-range cobbling, kind of the opposite of the jammer there. 10-point upgrade.
Okay, so once again with the order range, your vehicles are going to be your fast movers. So the snow speeder, ATRT, ATST not quite as much fast mover. You want to keep those.
Speeder bikes though, yeah, those kind of things.
So what it does is basically if you're outside of range 1 to 3 of your commander, you cannot issue orders to them. It has to be a random order. With a long-range comm unit, anywhere on the battlefield, your commander can issue it an order.
But what if you're having trouble adapting the speeders to the new codes? Well, hopefully the 10 points will see you past that and you'll be able to use them to great effect. But it seems like a pretty cool upgrade, especially if you're running with the really fast units and just want to be able to, exploit them as your plan dictates. But
yes.
Cool, that's kind of the ATRT overview. We're going to look at the T47 Airspeeder next. 175 base points. Yeah, that's I'm excited for this one. There's some very special keywords here. It looks like they have a lot of dice, though, for attacks.
Yes, okay, so with your speeders, they have the keyword speeder. So what that basically means is if it's speeder 1 for the speeder bikes or speeder 2 for the air speeder, it means that it ignores cover 1 or 2, which is, so range 1 would be, we'll say...
It's blocks of 6 inches, I believe,
yes.
So up to a foot of height, they can just ignore it.
Yes, so when you're moving over things, not for shooting, but for moving purposes, it ignores all cover up. So regular speeders is 6 inches, your snow speeders is your 12 inches, and you can move and then you place it, and then as well as all speeders gain cover 1 always. So it's kind of your would be jinx save or whatever else.
It keeps them a little bit more protected as they're moving up the field at extreme speeds. So it does have 7 health and 5 before it starts taking vehicle damage checks, basically.
Yes.
What is Arsenal 2?
Okay, so Arsenal 2, basically all your units, unless it says Arsenal, can only fire 1 weapon. Arsenal 2 means they can fire 2 weapons, Arsenal and so on and so forth.
Okay, makes sense. So you pay for multiple weapons, you hope that you're going to be able to shoot them.
Yes.
Immune to blast and melee, makes sense.
So a lot of the times in the demo games that we played, Luke would charge the speeder bikes. They don't have immune to melee, so you can melee them, then they zoom off.
I mean, that's just right in Return of the Jedi.
Yes.
So he likes to chop up speeder bikes, it's Luke. So.
Yes.
Okay, and then we already talked about Speeder 2. So it's got an upgrade for a Hardpoint, so you can get a weapons upgrade. It's got a comm. There we go. So actually, there's a pilot card. We can get Wedge for 5 points, it looks like. Yeah.
Yes.
So he's a named character. It's got a little dot. I think that's pretty common for most Fantasy Flight games at this point. Rebel only. Makes sense. This is post him working for the Empire. repulsor vehicle only, so it sounds, well, okay, you're probably not going to have him on an X-Wing in this game, but
no.
yeah. Until the end of your activation, you gain full pivot. Wow. Okay, and that looks like it's an action card for him.
Yes. So. Okay. So basically, what it is certain cards, they'll have the symbol that looks like a 90-degree turn. Mm-hmm. That's basically an exhaust card. Mm-hmm. So you basically turn it sideways, and then he gets to use his ability. And then it would take one action in your next phase to ready that card again. So a pivot, basically, what you do is off one of the facing points. So you would mark on that point, and then you would turn 90 degrees. So a full pivot means that you can zoom him by, do all his actions, use his pilot card, turn back around, and then you can strafe again.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty interesting. 5 points, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, cool. So some of the weapons hardpoint upgrades we can get into is the AX-108 Ground Buzzer. Range 1 to 2, 4 black dice, fixed rear, so it's a kind of a bop gunner in the back.
Basically,
old
so it's
gunning down the Empire. 20 points.
Yeah, so it was basically you've got Wedge's rear gunner. He can either take this one, which is your anti, pretty much everything because it's a black dice. You can just hose down everyone that you're zooming by. So with Arsenal 2, you could move. You do your compulsory move. You're in range to. You move that, so you could fire it, say stormtroopers. You would fire them with the front arc.
Yeah.
Then behind you, you could have another group of stormtroopers.
Wow.
You could fire that, and you could fire on your front and rear arc.
So basically, it sounds like what you want to do first turn with this guy is just kind of run him down the field and then line up where the enemy forces is advancing down and just kind of just down the side of them.
Basically, and what's really cool with the compulsory moves as well as the speed of speeders, you can negate cover by just flying behind it.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so more options for lots of stuff there.
Yes.
Another interesting option is the DK Power Harpoon. It's an 8-point upgrade, so pretty cheap. Range 1 to 2, 1 red dice. Fixed rear, impact 1. What about that special rule?
All right, so it has the tow cable rule. Basically, if you've watched Empire Strikes Back, they use the tow cables to trip the ATs.
Yep.
In this one, we don't have an AT-AT, hopefully yet.
Come on, epic play. Yeah.
But basically what you do is if you hit with the tow cable, you can do basically a forced pivot move on said vehicle. So if you have an AT-ST that's once again fixed front, you can pivot it 90 degrees in any direction.
All of a sudden.
And now it's facing away from your troopers, and you saved possibly a full unit of troopers, or maybe an AT-RT that was charging it.
Okay. So it is not a guaranteed thing because it says after a vehicle is wounded, so you have to wound with that 1 red dice.
Yes.
So what is it, about 50% on a red dice?
Well, the biggest thing with that, so you have, let's see, 1, 2, there's only 1 blank, I believe, if I remember right, on a black dice.
Maybe
so you have
surge.
either hits or surges.
Okay.
And it also depends on the fact that what's the surge for the speeder.
Oh, yeah, we can look at that real quick, see if that interacts.
Defensive surge.
They've got a defensive surge, so it doesn't help out there.
So you're looking, it's probably about a 50% chance to hit.
Okay. I mean, but still, that can be a really change the tide of the battle.
Yes.
If all of a sudden his AT-ST was ready to open up and you're using, it's like, oh, now he's turned around the other way.
And with impact 1, all your hits are going to be considered criticals. Well, you only have 1 hit, so there you go.
Also, a good point we'll get into is that those AT-STs have a weakness that this tow cable can help exploit. So we'll talk about that in a second. Okay. But actually, that kind of wraps up the Rebel side. We'll go ahead and dive into the Empire stuff here, starting with the 74Z speeder bikes that come in the box set. We got some fast movers. Again, they've got a compulsory, 1 speeder on them, so they've got to move at least once each turn at the beginning. Cover 1 keeps them protected.
Yes.
They don't get any hardpoint upgrades, so they can get comms. But how do you see people using the speeder bikes?
So in the games that we played at LVO and to learn the game, speeders are nasty.
Yeah.
They basically, because of the compulsory move, so you basically can move 3 speed 3s. So your rebel troopers hiding behind cover, the speeders just zoom behind the cover, you're no longer in cover. So they flanking vehicles, basically. You can use them to zoom around the battlefield, and 2 speeders could, more often than not, wipe out 2 to 6 troopers.
Yeah, they've got a really nasty cannon on there. The AX-20 blaster cannon comes built in, well, because that's the only one it gets, but range 1 to 3, red, black, white. So you got 1 of each dice there. Fixed front, so it's only shooting from the front, but it has impact 1 on it also.
Yes, so it actually, that impact helps that it can actually damage vehicles.
Cool. But it also gives you an option, so as we all remember, zooming through the forest moon, they're happy to get their blasters out, so you can get a little holdout blaster as well, and if you got targets outside of their front arc, you've got 2 black dice at range 1 to 2 with that as well.
Yes.
Not great, but hey, it gives you an option at least. But okay, so pretty basic. They've got 3 health. They surge on attack for an extra damage, surge on defense for an extra defense.
Yes.
And 90 points, and you get 2 guys in the unit for that. So yeah, pretty nice. I think people are going to be enjoying them. Curious to see what kind of upgrade options will come out for them as well when the Wave 1 hits. And then finally, the big one that everybody is interested in, the old ATST. Wowee. I don't know, I'll put up a little photo here, but the size of this model is going to be pretty big. They're trying to stay as true to scale as possible from the movie, so this is going to be dominating the battlefield.
Yes.
But okay, so what do we know about the ATST? Fantasy Flight kind of spoiled them like a month or so ago. 195 points base?
Yes. So basically, your ATST, once again, it's going to have armor, so only criticals are going to wound it.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about the weak point a little bit, so its rear armor is a weak point. So it's, as it states, it's weak point 1. So it has anything firing on the rear arc gets impact 1.
Okay, so impact and probably Ewoks are what it's weak against. Yeah.
I'm sure Ewoks will have some keyword in there that says destroys
Always
ATSTs.
attacks rear, yeah. But okay, it's got Arsenal too, which is good. However, you can have actually 3 hard points on this, so there are 3 different weapons you can attach. You can only fire 2 at a time.
Unless you get the named pilot that also comes with Arsenal 2?
Well, okay, yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about Mr. General Veers here. Or not Veers, excuse me, General Weiss from the, some might remember him from Imperial Assault if you played that. So he's a 10-point upgrade with a exhaust effect on him. Imperial only, ground vehicle only, and until the end of your activation, you gain Arsenal 2.
Okay, so basically, once again, it comes base with Arsenal 2. You exhaust this card, and you have Arsenal 4 now.
Yeah.
So if you take all 4 of the upgrades, you can fire all 4 of the weapons.
That is quite an investment in one piece of Ewok-prone equipment, but still, if you're luckily there is no Ewok expansion, so I'll shut up about them. So that's pretty cool. So Hardpoint, we have a couple of options. In 2 spots, you can mount an 88 Twin Light Blaster for 20 points each, because this gives you 2 cards that you can add in there. But range 1 to 3, red, black, white, so kind of like the speeder bikes there. Impact 1 and fixed front. 20-point upgrade.
So basically, this is going to be your jack of all trades. Like you said, it's a lot like what the speeder bikes have. And once again, 2 speeder bikes throwing red, black, white, you can possibly kill
some damage.
An entire group of troopers.
And that is one of the 4 weapons you can have on there.
Yes.
Then we've got the ATST Mortar Launcher for 10 points. Now this has 3 white dice. It's 10 points, fixed front, suppressive.
So in the games, there's suppression tokens. So suppression tokens are kind of a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
So each infantry model has courage. When they're double their courage, they panic and then they run away. But so with this, anytime you fire at a unit, they gain a suppression token.
Right.
Once again, the suppression tokens start to add up. Once they're equal their courage, they lose an action.
Okay.
So they only get the 1 action. Once they're double, they run away.
Okay, so let's say we have a courage 3. If they have 3 suppressive tokens, that means they're down to 1 action.
Yes.
Okay. With suppressive, though, on there, does that mean that they get 2 tokens each time they get fired at with that weapon?
I believe so. Now, it says that you add 1 suppression token. Well, being shot at, you get the 1.
Yeah.
So this would be the same thing as I would read it. So impact 2. So 2 of your regular hits would be that. So with suppressive, you would add an extra with
yeah,
just this
hopefully
weapon.
we'll get some more clarification, because there's also another symbol on here that we're not familiar with. So the range, it shows 4 to like a crosshairs symbol. I'm sure you're probably seeing it right now. But maybe some sort of indirect fire, you know, maybe you've got, I think we saw that some commanders have that symbol on their cards as well.
Yes, I believe Veers has a command card as well as Leia has a command card. With this same exact symbol, it kind of looks like a blast template that you would have in 40K, but
yeah,
I don't know
like
if that means that it's for indirect or what that means.
It'd be kind of interesting if they could like maybe call in fire support, you know, during their activations, and you know, have the ATST mortar respond. That would be pretty cool. But more details, I'm sure, to follow on that soon, as soon as we all start getting the rule book. Okay, and then the last thing we have as an upgrade option is the DW3 concussion grenade launcher. Range 1 to 2, 2 black dice, 15 points. Fixed front and blast.
Okay, so once again, being blast, you ignore cover.
Yep.
So this is, which actually one amazing thing about if you have this upgrade, once again, it's 1 to 2, so you have to be kind of in their face.
Yeah.
Well, when you roll your dice, you create a dice pool. So if you fire, well, you can't fire as far as we know, you can't fire the mortar launcher at them. So you could fire the primary cannon, the grenade launcher, and the other laser cannon.
Sure.
You throw all those dice into one pool. With blast, every single one of those shots ignores cover now.
Okay, so this is basically a 15-point upgrade to guarantee that you can clear people out of hard cover.
Yes, well, as long as you're within range 1 to 2.
Yeah, okay, no, that makes sense. Yeah, no, that sounds great. So a lot of exciting things. I think we talked about everything.
The main weapon we didn't talk about.
Oh yeah, the main weapon, of course. So, wow, range 1 to 4, 2 red, 2 black, 2 white.
As well as impact 3.
And impact 3, holy cow. So, yeah, this is going to be a terror on the battlefield for sure,
yes.
I think.
And if you really wanted to, you could stomp infantry with your 4 melee dice. Red
I mean,
melee
who
dice.
wouldn't want to? So, yeah, 11 health, and then it takes 8 damage before it starts doing those vehicle checks that we talked about. And, yeah, no, I'm super excited for this one.
No, it's I've actually pre-ordered one. I'm not I'm not too crazy to order 2 yet, but I do have one.
I might be that crazy. We'll see. It's going to be either 2 ATSCs or 2 T47s, or at least one of each. But yeah. Well, is there anything else you think we need to cover on this? Oh, how to deal with vehicles. So you see these monsters on the battlefield. What can you do as these poor little trooper to try and equalize and survive the day?
Once again with armor, only critical hits are considered hits against the vehicles.
So that limits a lot of your options on your dice.
Yes, you're either rolling extremely lucky.
Yeah.
You have a lot of rerolls to help you try to be lucky, or you have an impact weapon. Now, currently the Rebels in the core set, there's the Ion Blaster, which is only an impact 1, but it also has the Ion special rule.
Okay.
So with the Ion special rule, it's currently only Ion 1. If you wound, an unsaved wound, it causes an Ion token, which removes 1 action from the unit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
So it's only range 1 to 3.
All right.
So if the ATST is within range of 1 to 3, hopefully your Imperial commander is being a little too frugal and doesn't have infantry supporting him.
Yeah.
You can run your troopers up, and theoretically you could completely disable an ATST if you have 2 troopers with ion cannons.
Yeah.
Or ion blasters, excuse me. You also have, there's impact grenades, but once again, that's only impact 1, so only 1 would upgrade.
Okay. Okay. That's a pretty cheap one though, like 5 points.
Yeah, it's 5 points.
It makes sense to take it just to give your troopers options. What's the big one? I think though is the rocket launcher that the stormtroopers get.
Yes, stormtroopers get the rocket launcher. That is an impact 3 weapon.
Ooh.
So 3 of your normal hits are going to be considered criticals. Now, what's cool about, once again, the combining your dice pools, if your stormtroopers are within 1 to 3 of their regular blasters, as well as the rocket launcher, so your rocket launcher is a 1 to 4, if I remember right, your blasters are 1 to 3.
Okay.
So if you roll all your dice, so 5 white dice, your 3 black dice for a fully upgraded unit of stormtroopers, we'll say that 3 of those dice are automatic criticals.
Nice.
With your rerolls and everything else. Well, you still have impact 3. So
Okay.
criticals are considered criticals.
Yes.
3 of your normal hits, after you remove any modifiers for cover or anything else, would also be upgraded.
Wow.
So if you have, we'll say three criticals, and we'll say 4 regular hits.
Okay.
So 3 of those regular hits would be upgraded to critical. So now you have 6 criticals.
Wow. Okay, so that has the potential to get out of hand quickly for vehicles. And I think we're seeing definitely you don't want to just take, well, you're mandated in an 800-point game to take 3 trooper, basically.
Yes, it's 1 commander and 3 troopers.
And that makes a lot of sense because you don't want to have your ATSTs just stomping around on their own. Sure, they might be having fun, but man, one rocket launcher could really ruin your day.
Well,
so having infantry support, I think, would be really important for that.
Well, the only thing with that is you have to fight an Imperial to face the rocket launcher.
That's true, yeah. So we'll see what how effective the ion cannons for the rebels.
Yes.
Or
well, you also have the heavy blaster for the ATRT. That's an impact-free weapon as well.
So you've got a vehicle anti-vehicle options there.
So if you're a rebel player and you're fighting, you know that there's going to be an ATST, take a bunch of ATRTs with the heavy blasters.
Maybe get one of those tow cables locked on, spin it around, get your ATRT behind there with the heavy laser cannon, and show those Imperials what's what.
This is true.
But yeah, no, super excited. It's bringing all. We only have a few units spoiled for Wave 1 in the core set,
yes.
But it's already, you can see the options kind of unfolding before you, and it's only going to get better as they announce more units. I mean, we know Veers and Lair coming out. They're going to have new commander upgrades and cards and the things that they can do. More trooper options, so you're not
snow troopers, and then the rebel fleet troopers.
The fleet guard, yeah, that sounds really good. But yeah, well, thanks for watching today. Please stay tuned for more Legion videos coming out soon. And thanks again, Mark, for coming down and talking. Hopefully we'll have you on again soon. But otherwise, please do share, like, subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Frontier Gaming. Thanks.